Horikoshi, you, sir, have once again surpassed my expectations with your manga series. I expected a stereotypical chapter that I could guess because of the events of last week's chapter, but no. The meaning of this chapter for Bakugou? Damn. Let's just talk about, Bakugou's track record for a second, okay? Bakugou as a character. When he first started off, like the series first started off, we were introduced to his character. I didn't like him. I didn't. I'll be straight up with you. I didn't like Bakugou. I mean, he had a good design. Very good design and all that. I understood his role. He was a rival for Izuku and stuff. I didn't like his personality. He was just an asshole. And you can't deny it. Even if you like Bakugou, even at that time, you have to admit he was a fucking asshole. Well, over time, throughout the journey of Boku no Hero Academia, these 100+ chapters, he's one of the characters, I believe, that has matured probably the most. I mean, there's a couple that might beat him, but I truly believe Bakugou is one of those that have really changed a lot since his starting point of the series. I mean, when we were introduced to different sides of him, for instance, him being someone that's very intelligent, someone that's not just, all about brute force going in and just, being very angry, he showed sides about him that we never thought he could possibly display, to him, actually having a friend, someone that he can relate to and help out, to also, helping out and thinking about, Izuku, just all these different things throughout his journey, and how he constantly once again proves that he's not the typical type of rival character you see for the main protagonist. It continued to blow me away. And once again, we see another example of good writing with Bakugou's character and how much he has matured. And how Horikoshi once again continues to just break the boundaries of what we normally see when it comes to, rivals in series or just seeing, shonen in general. And this chapter is a perfect example of that. I mean, just seeing Bakugou and Izuku's interaction this chapter, even though on paper this chapter is very simple, and I honestly don't think this video is going to be that long because of how simple the chapter was. It was just the message of what it meant for the character Bakugou that really nailed this chapter home and why it was such a good chapter. So to get down into it, Bakugou, as we know, his idol was All Might, is All Might. We know that. I mean, Todoroki's is, and also Izuku, and then, Bakugou. And they all, their idol is All Might. It's what really drove them to become a hero. And you have to with Bakugou, after what happened with All Might versus All for One, Bakugou keyed in on some things. He realized something was going on between Izuku and All Might. He realized it. There was some convo a long time ago to where Bakugou found out about Izuku's power. A little bit about it. He didn't really know what was going on, but now he kind of understands after what All for One said and how he pointed at Izuku and said, "You're next." And only Izuku is the one that really caught on to that besides All Might, or, the villain All for One. And also Bakugou realized, because of the way Izuku reacted, and how, the interaction between All Might has been with Izuku, he realized something was going on there. And with him putting all this together, he managed to work it out and realize Izuku does have a borrowed power. He is someone that is using All Might's power. But it's not him going out of his way to be an asshole either after finding out about it. I mean, in this chapter, the way Bakugou went about it was something so tasteful that honestly, I can't say I could ever dislike Bakugou. Even if he was to go a villain and become an asshole or something and never show these traits again, I don't know if I could really dislike the character anymore after, what I saw in this chapter, just because of what he did. I mean, think about this, okay? He knows Izuku's secret, but he didn't try to be someone that was like, "I want to go reveal your secret." He didn't try to blackmail Izuku, hold that over his head and all that. He didn't try to do that in this chapter. He found out about it, he guessed correctly, and he's like, "You know what, Izuku? We need to fight. Do you want to know why? I want to see for myself the example of why the person I idolize, my idol, looks up to you, thinks you are worthy to take his power." I mean, think about it like this, okay? Bakugou as a person, his personality, like his foundation blocks with his characters since the beginning of the series, he's always felt like he's better than Izuku. He's always felt like he's one of the best. He's better than everyone, and I mean, he's displayed this throughout his journey. He fought someone like Izuku, which is completely pointless and worthless, and he would never amount to anything. That's what he always believed. But then, time and time again, Izuku has constantly overcome the odds. He's beat odd after odd, and Bakugou has taken note of this. He's realized this man is not as weak as I once thought he was. And you see how he's toned down. He doesn't, make fun of Izuku as much as he used to. He doesn't go out of his way to be an asshole. He just he just kind of toned down a lot more. He's calmed down, and he doesn't try to always, strike at Izuku. But then, when he realizes everything in this chapter, he's like, out of all this, my ego, what I've always figured out, what I always thought when I was idolizing All Might, and what I thought of you, Izuku, I always thought I was better than you. And you're telling me, someone that was weaker than me, someone that didn't have a quirk, was given a quirk by All Might. Someone I idolized, All Might gave me, or All Might gave you, the quirk, his quirk. But he didn't give me, even though, obviously, I'm stronger. And then, automatically, gears start turning in Bakugou's head. It's like this. His very ego, his overall foundation blocks that have made his character since the beginning, something that has made him feel like he is better than everyone, or better than Izuku, they're crumbling. They're starting to crack right now. They're cracking because he realizes everything that he believed in since the very beginning, it could possibly be wrong. And after this fight with Izuku, he's gonna realize that, holy shit, so this is what All Might sees. This is why All Might is like this. And it would go against what everything, Bakugou believes in. And that's kind of what's going on here. Bakugou's beliefs are being broken. Everything that he's believed in is getting shattered because of All Might choosing Izuku. And this is really affecting Bakugou to a point where he needs to confirm for himself. So this isn't your traditional battle. This isn't rivals going at each other trying to prove that they're stronger than each other. That's not what this really is. What's really going on in this fight is a battle of fighting for your ideals, or, a battle of proving if your way is correct or not. And that's kind of what is going on here. Bakugou is fighting to prove that what he believed in since he was a very young kid is the correct path, and what Izuku isn't. And he wants to realize, or wants to think, like, why would All Might choose this man? Does it mean that everything I wanted was wrong to begin with? I've been going about it the wrong way? This is going to change the character of Bakugou permanently. This isn't something that is going to be just something little. It's going to be a simple fight, and let's just carry on. That's not what this fight's about. It's not. And I feel like everybody's going to kind of misinterpret that when it comes to what this little fight is about. It's not about Izuku and Bakugou going at each other, beating the fucking shit out of each other. It's not about that. The main message here is Bakugou going through a massive change within his character. He's changing for the better. And this is something really interesting, because this can lead him down a very interesting path that we don't really know where it will take him. I mean, he could go down many different paths because of what is happening here. I mean, his entire pillar that makes him stand for who he is crumbling. And how it breaks and what direction it falls in will determine where he goes as a character. So I cannot wait to see what Horikoshi does with his character because of the way he set this up in this chapter. Now, with all that said, the chapter is pretty simplistic. Like, that's all the chapter is kind of about. It's just about Bakugou, Izuku confronting each other, Bakugou confronting Izuku, saying, like, that power, it's borrowed and stuff, it's definitely All Might's, and then, Izuku not really denying it, and then now they're going to be having a serious brawl. It's not going to be a mock battle, it's actually like a real battle, going at each other, trying to really kill each other, or really hurt each other, or stop someone. That's kind of what's going on in this battle, and Bakugou wants to see the limits of his strength. He wants to see what Izuku stands for, and why All Might has so much faith and trust in this man, and why not himself, Bakugou, why he doesn't have it in him. So, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you all feel about this week's chapter of Boku no Hero Academia? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please be safe. Chibi out.